I noticed about 4 or 5 days ago, this handle was getting harder and harder to turn. And finally it just snapped and broke. You can't shut the water off it. You can turn it whatever way you want, nothing happens. So something inside has happened. Probably that whole entire unit inside ends up. But this is off, but it won't quit running. Have to literally shut the whole house down to keep the water from running out. I've got at least 50 to 75 Allen wrenches, and can't get it's either too big or too little. The only thing I found was this one here, and it's actually a size 3/32. So you turn your handle all the way up. You got to take this screw out. That's how you slide the handle off. Make sure you got all your water turned off. This slides off. Actually, when you slide it back on, there's a little piece in here that it slides back onto. Then these pieces slide off, this black one. Or you've got a screw in there you got to take loose. Then this piece slides right off. Tell you what, my hands aren't what they used to be. And just watch how you pull all this stuff off so it doesn't get misplaced. Then this black piece comes off. Then you have two different pieces right here. This adjusts your hot and cold water. And your flanges, it's a two-part. You just want to make sure, because you can adjust it and it'll be either stop before it's hot enough or cold enough. And this is right in the middle. Then this part slides off. This sleeve is just more for cover for looks. Then you got a little clip in here. Well, a lot of them you got to take this whole plate off to get to this clip. Luckily for this piece, it's out here more in the open. So you want to take something small, pry up on this clip, don't lose it or bend it. That allows that piece to slide out, but supposedly they're stuck real bad. And this is your little clip you do not want to lose. Then this is supposed to pull out, but I think it's going to be, they have a special tool for it, but a lot of people were taking them off with pliers. Or when you buy another thing, they've got another piece that pulls this cartridge out. But I was wanting to get this out so I knew exactly what piece I had, because Supposedly there's some different numbers and stuff. I guess sometimes there's a little piece that there's a separate tool you can buy, which is fairly expensive. And some of the packs come with a little type nut that slides on here and you can twist it. With mine that's out here like this, I was able to get a hold of it with pliers, and you got to break the seal loose because of all the lime and calcium buildup that's in there. It don't want to come out. And you don't want to yank too hard up and down. You don't want to break a pipe back there. This one come out easier than what some of them showed. I'd buy the part first if I knew it was the exact type part, but supposedly there's a 1225 and a 1222, and I don't know which one. This is very, very dry in here. I don't know if you can see the picture, see it or not. Very dry, and I'm guessing the lubricant is worn off. And then it's like sandpaper and just starts wearing the stuff down. Well, I had to go to Lowe's and get that part. It's a number 1222. When you take this cylinder out, it's got a lot of little numbers and stuff on it, but it doesn't really tell you, it don't match up to nothing like that. This is a Moten faucet. The old one don't match up to this. This comes with a little packet of grease that you want to put inside the pipe and all over the rubber parts of this piece that you're slipping in. You want to clean this out because there could be little contamination from lime or specks of rust that gets into everything. Where it comes with a little piece that helps you when this is into the wall like this. This little tiny piece right here slides over this unit. Some say it helps a lot, and others say if it's stuck much, it does no good because it's stuck so hard. Then you get the pair of pliers onto this piece right here, and you want to break it loose like this. You turn this back and forth, and that breaks that rubber seal. A lot of times just lifting it up and down sideways helps, but not as much as actually turning this whole piece here. A lot of people say these replacements, even though they're by Moten, has only lasted them so many months. Some say 8 months, some say a year. Like it's almost yearly, they got to change this all the time. So that seems like it's cleaned out in there. This also has an H and a C on here for hot and cold. You want to make sure this flat edge on this is up and this hot and cold is straight up. And you may have to move it just a little bit to get that pin to go back in there. So now the next step is putting this grease on this package. Putting this all around the rubber and on the seal and all that definitely helps lubricate it to slide in easier. And like I said, you want to put some on your finger, run it inside the pipe. That will just help it go in easier, and then when you turn it, it will turn a lot better too. At least that's what's supposed to happen. Also, there on this end, it looks like there should be a gasket, but there's no gasket on the end of this. A lot of people's looking for or think they lost the gasket, but they don't have a gasket on them. Now make sure your hot and cold is facing straight up. I'm going to wipe some of this grease off my hand. It's better to have too much grease than not enough, because the wear and tear, once it dries out, just like sandpaper, and it just starts eating away at the gasket. You want to go all the way back to where you can see that pin, be able to slide that pin in there. And you take your pin, stick it back down in there. If it's lined up, it should just fall in place. After you slide this white piece back together, you want to make sure that your hole right here is facing up when you put this back in, because you've got it in the open position for water to turn on. So you slide that back together, tighten the screw, that's in the on position. Remember, your handle goes with that notch inside. And put your Allen screw back in. This thing turns so easy with one finger, makes you think it's not connected. Now this should be the off position. So I'll go back downstairs, turn the water on. Hopefully I got it set up for the hot and cold and to go on and off like it's supposed to. Well, we'll test it and see if it's doing what it's supposed to do. That's cold. All the way over is hot. That's off. Unbelievable. This thing is so easy to turn with one finger. I mean, nothing. There's your cold. There's your hot. Sure don't want to do much pressure because this thing turns, you don't even think it's connected. It turns so easy.